Hey guys, David Shepard back here on the Wild Faith YouTube channel. We got Foster the dog hanging out over here by the creek, and we're just taking a little break on the road again on the way back from a four-wheeling trip in Moab, Utah. So we just crossed the border. We're over here in western Colorado right now. Pretty gorgeous little canyon we're in, just by the side of the road. So I wanted to let you guys enjoy that. But today, I want to talk about something specific in the automotive world. I've done a lot of traveling now, a whole lot of road trip miles, tow miles, things like that. And this is a very highly debated subject and part in the automotive industry, in the aftermarket world. So today, I want to talk about wheel spacers. So I will admit I am running wheel spacers on this truck, only on the front axle. So I have 1.25" wheel spacers. You can kind of see this lip that obviously spaces the wheel out a little further from your hub is what I'm talking about. And I do have 1 1/4" wheel spacers on the front of this truck. This is a 2002 Toyota Tacoma. And obviously it's modified. It has different suspension and much larger tires in factory. In order to fit this specific size tire, which is what I happen to got my hands on, I could not run this without either going with a very high offset wheel or with a wheel spacer. Otherwise, I would have interference on these aftermarket upper control arms here. I love the way those ride and handle with the suspension, so I didn't want to change that. So I decided to settle on using a quality wheel spacer. I've now had these on the truck for over 50,000 miles. I drove from Colorado to Montana to Alaska and back, clear to the East Coast and many, many other places. This truck's been all over Colorado and Utah, oftentimes towing the off-road camper trailer as well that we have. And I have not had a single failure with these spacers. So with that said, some people don't want to run wheel spacers at all. I totally understand that. Some people are sort of on the fence about it. I'd say I was one of those people before having my own long-term experience with the wheel spacers. So a couple things I would just want to go over and maybe clue you guys in on if you're not aware and if you're looking at the possibility of using wheel spacers. For one, as I'd mentioned, definitely choose a quality wheel spacer. These are made by Spider-Trax, a proven name in the off-road industry, and they are hub-centric wheel spacers. So that's something that's rather important, that they're hub-centric. So they're using the lip around the center hub. These are hub-centric wheels, so it's replacing the wheel in that area. And it's actually has a loaded surface that's carrying some of the load around the circle of the hub rather than simply on each lug nut all the way around. So that's number one, a quality hub-centric, if that's your hub style, wheel spacer. Very important, because then you're not simply relying on the strength of the steel lugs to hold that entire load. Also, torque spec. When you install these, wheel spacers have a very specific torque spec. These specific ones are made of aluminum, so obviously if you go too tight, you could fatigue and even cause minor little stress cracks that you might not see until you hit a bump or really hit something jarring that allows that to form into a big crack. I have seen that happen on a friend's Jeep. They didn't use a torque wrench. They figured, oh, we got wheel spacers, we just want them on there as tight as possible, and that bit them in the butt. Sorry, there's a pretty loud Jeep going by as we speak. But those developed cracks, and actually the entire aluminum part of the wheel spacer that goes around the hub failed in that specific scenario. So quality spacer and torquing them down properly. Each manufacturer should have their torque spec, and I would use a good known accurate torque wrench and torque those down. In addition, I retorque them religiously. I've never really had them move, but I always check them. Definitely every oil change or anytime I rotate the front tires, I just check them. Mine are supposed to be, I believe it's 120 foot-pounds or 115 for the Spider-Trax. Definitely check yourself, but I always recheck them. Haven't had them come loose, and I would say torque spec is critical, that you don't over tighten them and cause a failure, or you don't have them too loose and have the wheel spacer come off with your tire and wheel attached, of course. So torque spec, very important. Which kind you buy, very important. And also the thread lock and compound. Some people love Loctite, some people don't like it, some people use it in certain places. I like the Loctite products. I'll use red on occasion, especially if it's something inside an engine or a transmission case that you do not want coming apart really ever. I'll use blue a lot more often so that it is removable if need be. And that is what these wheel spacers came with, a blue thread lock compound that comes with the kit. That's what I've used, and I haven't had a problem. So you just have that extra security of knowing that the wheel spacer is torqued properly, and there's a little bit, again, use a small amount of thread locking compound on that, on each of those lugs as well. So there you have it. That's my experience. It's been a great one. I know other people have some horror stories with wheel spacers, but I've driven this truck, like I said, all the way to Alaska, very rough roads on the Alcan, many, many, many miles of off-road and serious rock crawling trails, and I have not had a single failure with these quality hub-centric wheel spacers torqued to spec. So I hope that helps you guys. Not trying to make a decision for you or swing you one way or the other. Like I said, I was kind of on the fence myself, but I've had very good luck with these, and I think, like anything else, if you choose a quality part, you install it properly, and you keep checks on it regularly, shouldn't have a problem. So good luck, guys. Leave your comments and thoughts below. If this helped or you just enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like, and praise God. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.